floor because I forgot my glasses and it has to be that far away for me to see it. Right? I look suspiciously like an Easter egg tonight. I was going to wear all white, but then I looked like a cult leader. So, I'm here, and given my topic, I thought that was dangerous to look like a cult leader. I'm here to talk to you tonight about freedom. Freedom is a big topic. We all want freedom. We want freedom from suffering, freedom from pain, freedom from anxiety, fear, doubt, blame, shame, guilt. Some of us want freedom from being told what to do. We want freedom to choose what we have for dinner. There's so many places that we seek freedom. So how does one even begin to investigate this prize that we call freedom? Well, the yogi Krishnamurti said that man's greatest liberation is to be free from his reactions. So that's where we're going to start tonight, with reactions. Reactions, we all have them. We have good reactions. We smile when something's lovely. We have bad reactions, and then we have regrettable reactions that we might apologize for a decade or more. We've all had some of those. But don't reactions just happen to us? Like, how do we get free of them? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You don't just have reactions. You are a reaction. You are a reaction made up of attachments, aversions, and delusions. You're a reaction made up of attachments, aversions, and delusions. You have attachments to comfort and safety and belonging. You have aversions to rejection and discomfort. And you have the delusion that life should be different than it is. Attachments, aversions, and delusions. So let me explain. When you are an infant, you're dropped into a family, and you have requirements. You need that family to take care of you to survive. So it is wired into our nervous systems to react to our discomfort, to let them know we need something. So an infant reacts to the discomfort of a wet diaper by crying. An infant reacts to a hungry tummy by squawking. An infant reacts to being cuddled by cooing. So we're a reaction as our form of communication, because rejection as an infant equals death. Now we get into the toddler years and we realize that our parents have moods and whims and opinions and ways that they think that we should be. And we start reacting in ways that win us more love or praise or attention, or at least avoid us punishment and rejection. Then we move into the schoolyard, the jungle of the schoolyard, and we meet all these children, and we react out of our need to belong and not be rejected. And so our personality is being formed by all of these reactions, and our reactions become habits. If they work, we do them again. And if that works, we do it again and again. And then those habits become traits, and those traits are what you call your personality. So you don't actually have a personality, you're just a whole bunch of strategies that you used to stay safe. Now, every behavior started with the intent to protect, preserve, or prevent. So every behavior was trying to protect us from rejection, preserve belonging and acceptance, or prevent something terrible from happening to us. Those are all reactions, attachments, aversions, yeah? So, let's say, for instance, you were an agreeable child. Just an agreeable child, and your mom praised you. Oh, what an agreeable child. What a lovely girl. Agreeable child. So great. And so you smiled and nodded a lot because that got mom's love. And you saw mom scowl at your brother who was not an agreeable child. So you did more of that. Then you go to school and the teacher agrees that you're an agreeable child. So you keep being an agreeable child because you don't want to be the one that gets in trouble. It wins you love and praise, and you feel safe and like you belong. And there's nothing wrong with that until you're an adult and you have stuffed down your wants, your needs, your desires. You have no ability to say no, and now you find yourself overwhelmed, anxiety-ridden, depressed, resentful that everybody takes advantage of you, and you say, how could this happen to me? I'm so nice. I'm such a nice person. How could this happen to me? Well, nice isn't who you are. Nice was a reaction to your childhood. And your personality, the thing you call your personality, nice, whatever it is, that's malleable. You are malleable. Now, we all have some version of this. And maybe you like your personality. I like my personality, it's pretty good. And though, what I would say is that the cost of not examining yourself as a reaction is that you, the adult version of you, is not in charge of your life. You are not driving the car. Your 5-year-old self is waving a sword saying, I will keep you safe. We've done this before. This is how we do it. Your 5-year-old self gets in the car when it senses danger and drives you around to avoid potholes and landmines, but it never takes you anywhere meaningful. You just drive around avoiding landmines. So let's say that you grew up in a house that wasn't so nice, that there was a lot of fighting, criticism, blame, name-calling, maybe even violence. And you discover that if you avert your eyes, you shut down, you go hide in your room, or you go outside and play until it all passes by, that it'll blow over and you get less flack for that. Now you might get out into the world as an adult and you say, I will never be like my parents. And that's great. You probably won't be. But make no mistake, you're carrying your parents in your backpack right into your relationships. So what happens is this. Your partner comes up to you and says, I'm really mad at you for something you did and we need to have a conversation. And your 5-year-old child goes, I know what to do. Avert your eyes, shut down, get in the car, go for a drive. She'll go to bed eventually. And so you go for a drive for 3 hours and you pray that your partner went to sleep, and you sneak into the house and you lift the blankets and you pray that they don't wake up and that by the morning it'll blow over. But you're causing wedges in your relationship, and then you'll be called emotionally unavailable, and it goes downhill from there. For me, my moment when I decided I wanted to stop being a reaction came after a series of moments. One of my 4 sons has been an addict for many years, and it was the height of me discovering that he was not only a heroin addict, but that he was stealing, lying, dealing drugs to support his out-of-control heroin habit, and then involved in gang life. And I was like, lost my ever-loving mind. Completely lost my mind. A complete and utter reaction. And my reaction was to try to control him into good behavior. You can imagine how well that went. Like, not at all, right? But when I really examined that was my 5-year-old child. Protect, preserve, prevent me from rejection, perceived rejection. I was actually managing how other people perceived me. I needed my mom and dad to think that I was a good mom, that I didn't screw it up. I needed the police to think that I was doing my job. I needed the principal to think that I was doing my job, because rejection still feels like death to our nervous system, even in adulthood. So, I was tired of living as a reaction. What do you do, though? Well, I was really, really lucky to have some amazing teachers. But my teacher, Baron, said to me, Pam, you have it that life is happening to you, but you're creating it all. You have it that life is happening, and so you can only just roll with the punches and react, but you're creating it all. And my first thought was, I would never create this shit show that is my life. I did not create that. And some of you might think that. And we didn't. but our reactive, adapted child did. Our old reactions came in and took over, again, driving the car of our lives. So maybe it's time to invite that little toddler to sit. I'm from the 70s, we used to sit in the front seat, but now you gotta put them in a car seat in the back. So you can put the toddler in the back in the car seat and take back the wheel and start driving your life on purpose. Now, how does one do that? Where do we even start? Well, the first thing is to recognize that the greatest freedom we have is to create our lives, to create who we are anew in every single moment. So we're either a reaction or we're a creation. One of two things, a reaction or a creation. So if you want to start moving from reaction to creation, the first order of business is to get really clear on what you value. What matters most to you? Who do you want to be in this world? What do you want to contribute? How do you want to grow? And these values, as distinct from the values you inherited from your parents or picked up from the people around you, like really check in and seek the truth. What matters to you? Get clear on those values. The second step is to look around and look at yourself rather and determine what qualities don't I have that I will need to bring these values forth in my life as lived. Because it's one thing for them to be a concept. We all have concepts. Oh, I value respect, except when someone fingers me on the highway. Like, we have concepts. What is it going to take to live it? So maybe you need more curiosity. For me, I needed more patience. Maybe you need communication skills. Maybe you need to practice courage or vulnerability. What skill set, what qualities do you need to develop to bring forth those values? Next step, look around who's already got them. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Who's already got them? There are mentors in your life. There are people that you admire. Who's got them? Check them out, study them, stalk them a little bit, not creepily, but stalk them a little bit, and learn, watch them, emulate those behaviors until they become yours. If you really need to cultivate patience, find someone who's patient and see what they do. So now you get this idea of your values and the qualities you need to get. And I would invite you to sit down and get a piece of paper, maybe in a nice journal. And you'll write a script. And the script is called The Man, Woman, or Person That I'm Becoming. And mine goes something like this. The woman I'm becoming is patient and kind and has respect for all people. The woman I'm becoming recognizes that adversity is preparatory for greatness and therefore welcomes it and embraces it. The woman I'm becoming is compassionate and truthful. The woman that I'm becoming laughs easily, forgives even more easily, and tells people she loves them, even when, and especially when, it's weird as can be. The woman that I'm becoming values her family and her relationships above all things, is a fearless leader in helping other people get free, and is highly aligned with her purpose on this planet. And so you see now, I have a lighthouse. I have a North Star. So as I'm traveling down the road of life, I take the wheel. The toddler's in the back seat. And I drive towards that North Star. And when things come up, I think, what would she do? What would that version of myself do? And I try that on, and before I know it, I start to become that woman. Now, the toddler squawks in the back of the car. The reactions will still come. But you acknowledge them. I hear you, I see you, and I've got it now. I'll take it from here. And that's how we create ourselves anew. I check in with my script regularly and make sure that I'm moving along, and I'll add things to it. And then I also look at where I have work to do. And I'll go back to the drawing board and practice a little bit more. this work led me to have a beautiful relationship with my son, who's now clean and doing really well. And that led me to want to share this work with the world, to teach other people how to get free. And though my example of my son being an addict and all of that is quite profound, I wanted to share an example of how this would work for, like, in everyday life. Everyday life. So, my husband's here tonight. He's so sweet. We have this beautiful dining room table in the middle of our house, and he made it. It's really nice. And you can see the dining room table from every angle of the house, and I keep the house really nice. It's like if you came over pretty much any time, it's all really nice and together. And we eat dinner there at the table most nights, and my husband, okay, I'm going to give you two examples, the reactive me and then the created me. So reactive me. My husband gets up every fucking night and pulls a chair out, and he walks, and he's so sweet, he's so kind and so good, and he walks his dishes over to the sink, and he's happy, and he's talking, and here's me. Is he going to push that chair in? He leaves the chair in every time. Do you see the chair from everywhere? I tell him every day, put the chair in. Why can't he put the frickin' chair in? And then I'm mad, so I go sit down on the couch. I could push the chair in, but no, I'm going to wait and see if he does it for the morning. So now I'm mad, I pull the blankets over me, don't touch me. He has no idea what's going on. I get up in the morning and I'm like, I knew it. The chair's still there, and my husband comes in, good morning, baby, would you like some coffee? And I'm like, are you ever going to push the chair in? That is reactive living. And it might seem harmless, but imagine years of that, how that erodes a relationship. Now, creative living is this. He gets up, pulls the chair out, and I go, he's doing it again. And there's crumbs on the chair this time. Oh my God. And I see it come up, and I have a second, and I'm like, okay, get in the back seat to my reactions. My husband is a kind, wonderful man, and if all he does is leaves the chair out, nothing's gonna come of it. Just relax. And I push the chair in, and I go on with my life. Yeah. So, your greatest freedom is to create yourself. My question to you is, who will you create? Who are you becoming? Thank you.